know what is written in your fate, nor can you change it. The man she was thinking would be the best choice of her life turned her down and left her alone with the person he loved. His message was haunting her when he promised her to stay by her side the moment they had. The dreams he gave her were just lies, and she was such a fool to trust all. But the greatest turn of her life happened when she was forced to marry Jiwoo's stepbrother, Jungkookff, for the so-called family reputation. The man she barely knew even scared the way his aura was so dark and dominant. Currently, she was inside Jungkook's dark bedroom just like his personality, and her hands were clutching her wedding dress tightly out of fear. Soon Jungkook entered the bedroom and his eyes caught his newly wedded wife. Vine raised her lashes just to find him staring at her deeply and immediately looked down. There was only silence between them, and Jungkook loosened his tie before removing it. The tie fell near Vine, and now she could see him opening his shirt's button. Is he lost his mind? We doesn't even know each other. She gulped down a fearful lump while Jungkook detached the shirt from his body and took steps near her figure. Her breath was sucking, but surprisingly, he went near the bed's table. He took out a cigarette packet and burning it, he went to the balcony. Vine saw his bare back and his tattooed hand was holding the cigarette between his fingers. He is scary. Tears dropped from her eyes and she went to the bathroom to get fresh up. Soon Vine came back and he was still in the balcony. Thank God. Stay there whole night. She lay on the couch, which wasn't that much uncomfortable, and closed her eyes. Due to the tiredness of the whole day, she easily drifted into a deep slumber, and a few minutes later, Jungkook came back to the room. He came towards her slowly and looked at her from near. He couldn't deny she was such a calm beauty, and somehow the anger he had in him was fading. Just like Ryan, he was forced into this marriage too. I don't know how marriage things work, but I'll try my 100%. He took her in his arms without disturbing her beauty sleep and made her lay on the comfortable bed before covering her with a blanket. Good night. With that, he took his leave for his mafia work while Vine was sleeping peacefully. Vine entered Cheon's building where she worked as an intern after graduating recently. That was the reason she knew Jungkook, as he was the CEO of the company and heard many rumors about him. Since last night, she didn't see Jungkook and decided to come to the office to divert her mind from everything. She saw Sia, her best friend, and both of them shared a hug. Vine, you okay? I'm okay, Sia. Both of them scooted away and Sia held Vine's hand. Did Jungkook sir did any? No, Sia, we didn't even talk. I hope everything go well between you two. It's not possible. Both of them were talking when Jungkook's manager bowed towards her, interrupting the conversation. Good morning, Mrs. Jeon. Good morning. She smiled awkwardly. Mr. Jeon wants to see you right now. Okay. Looking at Sia last time, Vine took her leave with so many thoughts and walked towards the stairs. Mrs. Jeon, I'm claustrophobic, so I'll take stairs. You go with lift? It's fine, Mrs. Jeon. I can accompany you. She was going barely second or third time to the upper floor and kept ascending the stairs until they reached the 8th floor. She breathed heavily and saw the manager, despite Vine was saying him to get the elevator, but he didn't listen. She breathed heavily before knocking on the door, and both of them got inside, attracting Jungkook's attention. He noticed her breathing heavily and immediately came to her. Are you okay? Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but Mrs. Jeon is claustrophobic and came here by the stairs. Jungkook clenched his jaw, his eyes burning in rage as he looked at the manager. Then why the hell you didn't inform me, damn it? How you let her come here like that? The manager gulped down in fear, but Vine flinched hardly as due to his voice and scary aura. I'm sorry, Mr. Jeon, it slipped from my mind. Say sorry to God for grave mistake. Vine eyes widened, seeing the gun in Jungkook's hand, which he aimed towards the manager for a simple mistake. What are you doing? Giving him the most easiest death. He was about to pull the trigger when Vine held another hand with hesitation. Please don't do anything wrong. People make mistakes, and for small things you can't take away their lives. Just for soft just to her soft cracking voice, Jungkook felt like melting. He thought the girl who forced into him could never be important to him, but she was proving him wrong. Get out of my sight. Manager immediately took his leave while Jungkook looked back at her, then their glued hands, causing her to free it. Sit here, we need to talk. She followed his order while Jungkook poured the water in glass and handed her. Wine gulped it down, feeling his strong gaze on her, and placed the glass on the table. Are you okay now? Yeah, I'm fine. I have decided something. From now on, you'll be my personal assistant. But how can I? You will learn everything fast. I heard you were a brilliant student, so I can trust you. Why me? There's a plenty of experienced people, but I want my wife around me. She went speechless and blinked her eyes before looking down, not meeting his emotionless eyes. You can start your work from tomorrow. Okay. She didn't argue because she couldn't run away from him and he was now her husband. Good. For now, complete your pending work. She nodded, getting up, and Jungkook also came out with her to the stairs, but to her surprise, he took her in his arms effortlessly. What are you doing? Her eyes widened while everyone looking at their cold, rude boss was showing care for his wife. Jungkook, please put me down. I can go by myself. Relax, wife. He descended the staircase while catching the attention of people, but he ignored each of them. While Vine was definitely getting shocked by his strength, he finally stopped at her desk and made her sit on the chair while she avoided eye contact with him. Take care. She saw his disappearing figure when curious Sia came to her immediately. What happened? Why were you in Mr. Jeon's arms? Wan told her everything, getting a mysterious smile from Sia. I'm telling you, God writes such a perfect man for you. I don't trust anyone anymore. I understand, but time will heal everything, and God sent you to your healer already. Jungkook was at the balcony and talking with his man about his step-younger brother Jiwoo. He wanted to know where he was because his mother was getting worried for him. Coming to the bedroom, he saw Vine was thinking something deeply. Why are you still stuck? I'm just not sleepy. Jungkook smiled, walking towards her, and she gulped, moving backward to the couch wristboard. Jungkook placed his hand over the headboard and leaned in. Don't waste your energy on someone unworthy. Your life will take a turn, so find something positive in it and take steps ahead from the past zone. Vine looked at him surprised. How did he know she was thinking about Jiwoo? You can sleep on the bed. I'm going outside. At this time, business is just for my clean image, or else I'm such a dark person. Her eyes got closed when Jungkook placed a kiss on her forehead and walked out. He's complicated. Vine entered the Jeon's building and went to the stairs to tell him she can't be his assistant out of her phobia, but Sia stopped her. Where are you going? To Mr. Jeon's office. She giggled, and holding Vine's hand, she took her to the new office room. This is Mr. Jeon's new office from now. Vine surprisingly looked at Sia, who was passing her a big sly smile. What you did that he changed, Vine? Only for you he came to the ground floor. I did nothing, she said, confused, but it's clear that you are special to him. Vine looking at the office silently when Jungkook came to his with old assistant and their eyes met. Good morning, Mrs. Jeon. He passed her a smile, surprisingly everyone around him, and Vine smiled awkwardly. Morning, Mr. Jeon. Holding her hand, he took her inside the office while his old assistant followed them. John, explain everything to my wife. He sat with Vine and John to the other couch at distance before explaining Vine everything. Days were passing like that, and the distance between Vine and Jungkook seemed to decrease. He was a great husband who took care of her, ambitious mentor who helped her in business, and an amazing friend who listened her every rant. He was perfect, but his anger issues were the only odds he had and the reason of his mother's death. He was just 10, he lost his mother and never accepted his stepmother because she was never a good woman to him. He isolated himself from everyone and got himself into the dark world of his father to hide his pain and sorrow. But Vine was the only one with whom he opened up for the first time. She herself could feel his pain when he cried in her embrace, and that time she was confirmed about what she had to do. She wanted Jungkook and wanted to spend her life with him, but hesitated to confess it. Currently, Vine with Jungkook at the meeting and looking at the best ideas for their upcoming project. Soon the meeting ended and Vine collected the papers, but before she could go outside, Jungkook grabbed her hand gently. Do you like mountains? Yeah, but why are you asking out of the blue? I have some plans, so what plans? It's a surprise. I'm excited. They passed each other a smile, then both of them walked out the meeting room, but Minefield halted, seeing Jiwoo standing there. What's wrong? Wyan? He immediately hugged her tightly, making Wyan startle, while Jungkook had burning eyes on Jiwoo. He always hated whenever a man breathed around his wife and was about to push him, but Wyan was faster this time. How dare you to touch me? Wyan, I know you are angry, but please listen to me. Tears were falling from his eyes, and again he held Wyan's hand. I don't think so. My wife wants to talk to you, Jiwoo. Hugh, please, it's my and Wyan's matter. Don't forget she married you because I wasn't there. Jungkook was ready to throw a punch, but Wyan hugged him tightly, making him weak for her once again, while Jiwoo was looking at them surprised. Just calm down, okay? We can solve this matter without any fight, she whispered as if he was a baby, and it was. She scooted away and cupped his face. There is no one who can take your place, Jungkook, but I want to talk to him last time. Jiwoo clenched his jaw hearing her words but calmed himself. If you continue your work, I'll join you soon. Okay. He placed a soft kiss on her forehead and glaring at Jiwoo, he took his leave. Now say whatever you have to say. I have not much time. Can we go at some peaceful area? Wyan nodded, walking behind him, and realized she didn't have a slight feelings or sympathy for him. Wyan, please forgive me. I don't know what happened to me and I took such a big step. What happened? Did your lover tired of you? That you come back to me? No, I ditched her because I realized that no one is better for me more than you. Wyan chuckled bitterly and folded her arms over her chest before moving near him. But how can you imagine that I will leave Jungkook for a man like you? You're just my bad memory which I already forget and don't want to think again. So kindly stay away from me. You loved me, Wyan. Hyung's not the right one for you. Do you even know how dangerous he is? He's dangerous, but he's mine, and no one can change the fact. She glared at him but got startled when Jiwoo held her hand and pulled her closer. No, Wyan, you are mine. He forcefully kissed Wyan's lip, but Wyan immediately pushed him away and slapped him hard. You will pay for this. She controlled her tears, but Jiwoo smirked in victory. Don't be too brave, Wyan. Hugh hates betrayers, and after seeing our pictures, I don't think he would like to continue relationship with you. She looked at him with confusion and looked at the particular side where Jiwoo was looking at. She saw a man with camera and she understood his whole plan. Nice try, but I would love to prove you wrong, she said confidently, but she didn't know how would Jungkook react and immediately came to office, but Jungkook wasn't there. John, where is Jungkook? He seems angry and I think he went to Jeon's mansion. Okay, she immediately took her leave to clear the missing desk. The bedroom was a total mess. Everything inside the room was broken or misplaced because of picture he saw of Wyan with Jiwoo. Never in his life he wanted something desperately the way he wanted Wyan, but destiny was playing its own game. Blood was dripping from his hands, eyes were turning teary, and he was silently sitting on the floor. Soon Wyan entered the room, panicked, and saw everything. Jungkook? She immediately went to him, but he looked away, not to show her his non-stop tears. Jungkook, please. It's okay. I can't pressurize you for anything. It's fine you chose Jiwoo. After all, you both love. Can you please shut up, Jeon, Jungkook, and listen to me? She forcefully cupped his face and made him look at her. Her heart ached, seeing him in such condition, and embraced him in her arms just like that night he opened up to her. I'm not leaving you, Jungkook. I told you no one could take your place, so you should have trusted me. But those pictures... He immediately looked back at her, and Wyan wiped his tears. The dangerous Mafia was too weak for his favorite woman, and she can only be his strength. I want nothing in this world but your presence in my life. You have no idea how much peace, warmth, and rush I feel when I'm with you. I always thank to God that He gave me the best person into my life and could never lose you ever. A smile formed on his lips, and she rested her head on his hand, and Jungkook surrounded his arm around her. Jiwoo kissed me forcefully just to break our relationship, and I think my words would be enough to make you trust me. Yes, I believe whatever you said, and I will make sure to give Jiwoo the punishment he deserves. Thank you. I'm sorry for doubting you. My insecurities, my fear made me lose my control, and the situation of our relationship even pushed me to think in that way. Please forgive me. She smiled while wiping his tears and took his hand but gasped the blood all over it. Oh God! She immediately got up to grab the first aid and clean his hand wound carefully. Why did you hurt yourself? Look how deep this cut is. I thought I lost you. She looked up and found him looking at her deeply. I'm not going anywhere. I know now you are officially mine. A blush crept on her face as he pulled her even closer while she bandaging his wound. You know, I'm not that expressive, but I can make sure that you will be happy with me. I know. She kissed his cheek and looked into his eyes for some time. As his eyes landed on her lips, she closed her eyes as Jungkook leaned in, and for the first time he captured her lips, erasing every touch of Jiwoo. The couple, who was bounded by the force, was freely showing their emotions through the night. Jungkook smiled, seeing her sleeping peacefully, and kissed her cheek when he got the notification and saw the news. The famous business tycoon Mr. Jeon Hamin's younger son died in a car accident. A satisfied smirk formed over his lips and he closed the phone before looking back at her. No one can touch what's mine.